The story starts with spontaneous combustion that takes over the soul of a citizen and sets the whole train on fire. Near to the incident, our main character, Shinra Kusakabe, is a boy who decides that he can put the soul of fire. But the special organization that deals with these monsters, called Infernals, comes in and destroys the monster by extinguishing the fire. After the incident, the lieutenant watches Shinra and he introduces himself as the newest member of the Fire Force Company No. 8. He's given a uniform and then introduced to Captain Obi, who is in charge of everything. Shinra shares his ambition with everyone, but the lieutenant, Takahisa Hinawa, mocks him for looking more like a devil than a hero. Inside his dorm, Shinra thinks about the promise he made with his mother, and we are introduced to an unknown event that took the life of his family. But when under pressure, Shinra can only smile, and that's why he was known as a devil. After that, he goes on his first mission in a factory that got fire everywhere due to an infernal. The wall of flames gave Shinra his trauma again, but now Shinra has to prove whether he's a devil or a hero. All our heroes, including Shinra, the lieutenant, and Maki Oze, destroyed the infernal, and the factory manager thanks them for putting his wife to rest. This is where Captain Obi recognizes Shinra's hard work. Shinra wasn't the only new hire of the Special Fire Force 8. He got introduced to the newest Shinra rival, who came from the Special Fire Force Training Academy known as Arthur Boyle. Arthur likes to call himself the Night King, and is quite delusional to infinite extents. Their first encounter was terrible, and both became enemies with each other. However, both still want to learn more about what being a fire soldier means. Suddenly, an emergency comes in, and our heroes have to move in. But this incident was strange because it seemed planned. After Arthur put the mutant man to rest, Captain Obi started thinking that this is a scheme of someone. Outside the house, there was a mysterious man who was behind the mutated flames. The next day, it's Rookie Fire Soldier game time, where all the newcomers from all the companies will use their skills. Shinra encounters a new player that has the key to what happened 12 years ago in the incident that took his family. The man is known as Joker and mocks Shinra while keeping his curiosity about whether he wants to know about what happened 12 years ago or not. He also asks Shinra to join him, but he refuses. At night, Shinra and Obi meet Captain Burns, who is from another company, and they discuss the planned attacks that are changing the world. The next day, we are introduced to Setsuo Miyamoto, who used to be a firefighter, but turned into a murderer, and then turned into an infernal at some point in his sentence. Shinra and Arthur encounter him and are quite confused to know that the infernal has his sense of self still left in him. However, as they came to kill the infernal, but put him on rest, the princess of the Fifth Company interfered and started fighting with them. However, Captain Obi allowed them to take the infernal. Ever since the incident of Fifth Company, Sister Iris has been feeling like there's trouble coming. So to reveal all the dirty secrets of spontaneous human combustion, Captain Obi tells his team that it is quite important that they should investigate the Fifth Company. At night, Sister Iris leaves for the Fifth and decides to find out what happened. Both Shinra and Arthur go to save Iris, but are initially defeated by them. However, Arthur finally shows his real power by switching hands and easily defeats the enemies, claims victory, and goes to the princess's castle. Sister Iris and Princess Habana's backstory is revealed, where they both used to live in the same orphanage. However, their lives were shattered, and Hibana's heart got full of sadness and hatred. Now the fight begins between our hero Shinra and Princess Hibana. In the end, Hibana makes up with Iris, and both decide to lead their lives happily. After their deep battle, the Fifth Company and the Eighth Company decide to cooperate. This is where the Eighth gets a lot of information about Princess Hibana, especially the fact that there are those infernos who are being artificially created by someone. However, it is highly expected that the Shinjuku area is probably involved in the incidents. Hence, to investigate the first company that is led by Captain Leonard Barnes, Obi orders Shinra and Arthur to get information by joining their training camp. Shinra then finds out that the captain knows about the fire from 12 years ago. They make a bet with each other that if Shinra was to move the captain, he would tell them about the incident. However, he instantly loses. Later on, Shinra and Arthur continue their undercover mission to investigate the first company. At first, their day was nothing more than peaceful sparring matches. However, an emergency alarm suddenly sounded at the Special Fire Cathedral at 1. Shinra goes to the place with the first and finds people that have been using mysterious insects to start the infernals. The man who has been creating the Infernals was Rekka from the first. He revealed that he's been sacrificing children to create Infernals, and that's where the main bout began. In the end, Shinra won. At this point, Shinra saved the children and put an end to Rekka's schemes. They both decided to go after the Evangelist. However, suddenly, Rekka gets stabbed with a flame arrow that killed him. This is where Shinra encounters two enemies who were sniping from a distance. Kareem says that Rekka wasn't always evil, and he wants to know what turned him into this evil person. Now it's clear that the Evangelist is behind everything. After this incident, every captain of the Fire Force Company is called to have an emergency meeting. Everyone wanted to discuss the Evangelist and the white-clad organization. Shinra goes with Captain Obi and Hibana, and on their way, they see the Amaterasu power plant that is responsible for providing energy to the whole of Tokyo. Even though Captain Obi moves back, Shinra still decided to go and investigate the power plant by himself. This is where Joker meets him and tells him about an Adola Burst, a sacred flame of the world. He also reveals that Sho Kusakabe is the commander of Knights of the Ashen Flame, who is serving the Evangelist. But this is where Joker suddenly disappears, leaving Shinra with a lot of questions. Captain Obi and Lieutenant Hinawa discussed the company's formation, and they decided to investigate the strongest soldier named Benimaru Shinmon. After meeting him, everyone vibed with each other, but suddenly, one of the citizens became infernal at the festival, which led to utter confusion. Everything got destroyed, and more people were turning into infernals. The only person who could fix this situation was Benimaru, who is also known as the Demolition King of Asakusa. The Special Fire Force 9th came to Asakusa to help Captain Benimaru, but was surprised to see his spirits. But it makes sense since Benimaru is the strongest soldier of all time. Without having any problems, he was putting the chaos to an end, but this is where the White-Clad impersonates Obi and Hinawa to cause problems. So Benimaru and Obi started fighting, but they soon stopped fighting and had to fight against a demon-like infernal. Now Benimaru also gets involved and decides to investigate the White-Clad on what their motive was. This is where everyone is attacked with the arrows, and Shinra locates the sniper. He found out that the two members of White-Clad were behind everything. Arthur and Shinra decided to fight the White-Clad members, forcing them to retreat. Benimaru thinks that Konro Sagamiya is still the leader and should take charge. However, in reality, he's very sick. Benimaru fights the demon and takes it to the sky, where he would destroy it. But after using the move that he learned from Konro, he destroyed the demon and was free-falling until Shinra caught him. Everyone celebrates this event, and Shinra is thanked by Konro himself. Victor Licht is assigned to go on a mission as the forensic scientist in Company 8. However, he is instantly viewed as suspicious since this assignment came from Hajime himself. Obi sends all three, Shinra, Arthur, and Iris, to go to a man named Vulcan about joining as an engineer in the 8th Company. Even though he instantly refused, he still let them have some fun and showed them his projects. They also met Lisa, who helps Vulcan, but as soon as Lisa goes into the room, Shinra's Adola Link senses that Giovanni, who Vulcan used to work for, also intends to kill Lisa. Shinra wants to find out where Giovanni was, and their suspicion was right. Giovanni wants the key to Amaterasu that Vulcan's dad and granddad built. He used Lisa as a hostage by manipulating her. Giovanni beats Vulcan in a very weird manner and destroys Vulcan's projector, which had all of Vulcan's dreams in it. Things get quite heated as Hibana reveals that there's a bug on Iris, and they have been listening to Shinra. Now, after getting manipulated by Giovanni, Lisa attacks Shinra and things are getting even more heated. This is where Licht, the scientist, comes in, and he saves everyone by using an escape truck. Shinra reports to Obi, and Vulcan decides to stay at the 8th. But Lisa is completely in control of Giovanni, even though she is with the 8th at the moment. Now, Flam, Konro, and Hibana share notes and conclude that the 3rd is quite suspicious and is trying to cover things up. Obi also says that Licht is also suspicious since he's been trying to contact Joker. Arthur and Shinra train with Benny, and he teaches them some finisher moves that they can use. By increasing his foot power, Shinra fights in a new attack that increases his speed to unreal extents. Benny also asks what his finishing move is called and only rejects what Shinra says. As Shinra is training, he links with his brother. A couple of members of the White Clad were in a meeting where Dr. Giovanni says that the 8th will also discover their base location. Sho says that it is in their favor since one of their members has the Adola link. When Shinra and Sho were kids, their mother told them that all naughty kids go to the Nether. To this, Shinra said that if Sho even goes to the Nether, he will come to save him. All our heroes go to the Nether and start having fights with some unknown enemies that were soon revealed to be the members of the White Clad. Hinawa fights Arrow, and Lich is taken hostage by the White Clad member. Everyone had a heavy fight, but in the end, Shinra meets his brother, Sho, with whom he had a tough fight. They also met the Evangelist, who planned to use everyone for his or her sick purpose. Even though Shinra tried his best to save Sho, Sho wasn't ready to come, but in the end, Shinra collapses and coughs up blood. One of the White Clad said that this is the birth of the 4th generation. Sho began to cry, and Shinra was happy. He woke up and hugged him, but instantly collapsed. They plan to start the Great Cataclysm again with the Adola Burst, so they can hand the world over to the Evangelists. After waking up in the hospital, Burns visits Shinra and reveals everything about the incident 12 years ago. Now, Shinra is keener to know about who the Evangelist is and how to beat the White Clad. He thinks that Shinra's mother is still alive as an Infernal, and there may be a way he can bring his mother back.